Well, hello and welcome to Between Sundays. We're so excited and thankful that you're joining us here for this episode. And I'm joined by my very favorite guest, my wife, Kendra. And we're going to be talking about Wednesday night programming. But the very first thing that we always discuss when someone jumps on the podcast is we give them a nice introduction or give them a runway to explain who they are, how they're connected to our church, where they serve, all of those details. So, Kendra, I'll turn it to you.
All right. Well, you know everything. I have to pretend you know nothing. Okay. So my name is Kendra Kammerer. I am your wife of how many years?
No, I'm asking you the questions.
Okay, 15, if you didn't know.
Yeah.
15 years. Okay. So 15 years. We just celebrated 15 years. We have been at Rainbow for 10 years. We're just celebrating 10 years like last week. Maybe, yeah, last week. So we've been in Roanoke for 10 years. We moved here for Rainbow, which I'm so thankful that the Lord brought you here. So when you first got here, your roles have changed quite a bit in 10 years, meaning that my roles at the church have changed quite a bit, because that's just ministry. So whatever you're doing, I'm kind of just like tagging along. So where have I been? Well, Next Gen for sure. I spent many years up with the middle schoolers and high school girls, discipling them, mentoring them in the kitchen.
And they're all grown.
They're all grown. They are married.
Out of college.
Some have kids. Yeah, but I haven't aged at all. And then I ended up in the children's ministry for a while. Right now, you'll find me in the children's ministry doing the mission station, which I have really enjoyed this past year. And I have committed to another year of doing that, where we will travel the kids to different nations and pretend we don't actually do it. And just get them to see what missionaries we support.
And we do have a podcast on that.
Yeah, Cheryl did an awesome job.
And so if you're interested in Mission Station, that is one to look up.
Yes, I would so agree. And if you want to join Mission Station, we always have room. And then you'll also find me, I think this year I've said I could teach the preschoolers on Wednesday nights, which I will talk about. And then our small group. So I help host. I don't teach, but I help host for the small group to come to our house not on Wednesdays, on Mondays. Yeah. Yes, our new group.
We used to be on Thursday.
We used to be on Thursdays.
Now we're on
Yeah, we have
Monday.
a new group starting,
yes.
which I'm excited for.
So that's a perfect opportunity for someone to get plugged in. I like starting new groups because it gives people a chance to feel like they aren't just jumping in the middle of something.
Yes.
You know, our small group that we just kind of not dissolved, but kind of multiplied off of it. We had some like ongoing jokes.
We did
that were kind of like years old,
like 5 years old. Yeah,
and it's really good to kind of break that up and bring in some new people. And
but like small group, just a plug for small groups. It is like the best thing ever. We have done life with these people, and our kids love it, and I just love it. So I'm super excited to start a new group on Mondays.
Yep. So
at our house.
If you're interested,
yes,
get plugged into small groups. But
yes.
that is also part of what takes place on Wednesday. So going back to Wednesday night, that's kind of what we want to focus on this podcast. And so I thought I'd put you on the spot a little bit and see if you can let everyone know, what does our Wednesday night schedule look like? What's it consist of? What do people do here on Wednesday night? Because some people may not attend or have attended at all, and some people may be so focused in on one ministry that they have no clue what else happens on campus. So from at least your perspective, and I'll fill in any gaps if there are any, what happens on Wednesday night?
Okay, so Wednesday night is definitely one of our family's favorite nights. It just breaks up the week really well. So it's the time when the whole church can just come together and fellowship over dinner. The kitchen crew does an amazing job just switching up the meals every week. Our girls look forward to it, and they sign up ready to whatever meal's coming. And we sit for like an hour, fellowshipping and eating. And you don't have to. Of course, some people's schedules don't make that work, but it helps us. Just I don't have to think about meals at night. And then after the meal,
Well, and to be clear, let's go with the.
Okay,
let's just focus on the meal.
okay, it's delicious.
Because there's a minimal cost.
Oh,
so
yes.
it's really easy to
For families.
to families
Yep.
to do. There's a maximum
Like
payment that you'd make. They even prepare kids meals, and so if
They
your
do.
kids are real picky and they don't want anything, there's kids meals. But we've also had plenty of people that like they just bring their own meal from Chick-fil-A or from someplace else just so they can fellowship together. And so just kind of putting a little bow on the meal element of Wednesday night, because it's a really big and important part of that time where you can just like come right from work right to church and kind of just almost unwind a little bit, like relax a little bit in a way at church.
Yeah, it's so nice to know like Wednesday I don't have to think about meals. There's been times I've come right from school to, like not even doing dinner and just seeing the girls for the first time then. So it's one of my favorite times. And then we sit with other people that we don't normally fellowship with at all times. Like we don't get to see everyone on Sundays. So it's really nice. So after the meal, everyone kind of has to go to their own different ways. So where can you go? Well, we have a kids ministry happening. So preschool all the way through 5th grade goes downstairs.
Sixth.
And 6th. I'm sorry. You see, this
Gotta
is
be
why
clear.
I know. That's why you're here. So through 6th grade, they are downstairs, and we have amazing volunteers and ways to serve down there. And they do Bible lessons, songs, games, all of that. Then we have middle school and high school up on the hill with Zach and their leaders doing the same thing. And then we have the music ministry, and then we also have small groups. Lots of small groups are happening during it. So there's literally something for everyone.
Yeah, and the small groups kind of that are happening on Wednesday night, they're a little bit different than like the small groups that we discussed. I mean, because you go to someone's home and it's just a little bit different. I would kind of classify what happens on Wednesday night as kind of easier groups to just jump in and join. Like it's kind of designed for that because people are kind of on campus anyway. And so we'll have groups for men, and we'll have groups for women, and we'll have certainly Pastor John will be helping to facilitate a group as well. And so those groups look a little bit different, but it's certainly a place that we have like the consistent groups of people meeting together, and so it still has like that familial connection with one another that's consistent, and so there's certainly opportunities for that. There's also plenty of opportunities for someone to start a new group on Wednesday. We're always interested in people who would be willing to step out and lead, and so just kind of little information on the small groups there. So what else can you think of that is relevant for Wednesday night ministry, and maybe even zero in on what you're expecting Wednesday night ministry to look like in kids ministry as you kind of step in and serve, and you've just observed it even in the past few seasons.
Well, I just feel like Wednesday night kind of is like a breath of fresh air for families. Sundays Sundays can be busy, Sundays can be quick, Sundays you can be distracted because the week's ahead of you. But Wednesday night is just your time to finally like connect to people, check in through the week and all. And I think that's really the purpose of Wednesday nights, is for the fellowship, but also for like since I'll be in the kids area, for the kids too. They're in school all week. They're busy with sports and stuff. Like this is their way to connect too. So I don't think, and they're tired from a school day and stuff. So it's very important for us to make sure that they're they're busy, that they're energetic. Usually they've had some like good desserts from the dinner, so their
Yes.
sugar is
A lot of
very
times.
high, so we have to run their sugar out of them before we send them back home to their parents. So that's the games. I'm excited. I love hearing them sing on Wednesday nights. Like, it's just a really good fellowship for us adults, for us leaders, for us just as a church family to really just connect together through the week.
Yeah.
And it's just a really good routine we have, I feel.
Yeah, I think one of the things I really like is it just feels, and you've kind of alluded to it, just that it's slower.
I would agree, yeah.
It's just the pace is not there, and one of the things that we're working towards in kids and student ministry especially is, we're actually having Wednesday night be like focused a little bit on discipleship and trying to have those connections, because it's really consistent as far as who's here. We know who's going to be here, and so we're kind of really trying to focus on that element. That's just one of the main principles and missions that we have at our church is the discipleship of believers. And so that starts even at the youngest age. And so because of that, we need people who are willing to step in and like help in that discipleship process. And even thinking of that, there's actually a few groups that I know of off the top of my head that are their discipleship group is actually meeting on Wednesday night as well. And so we've had adults that are forming these discipleship group connections, and they're, choosing this time on Wednesday night to let's meet then. We're already at church, and, I'm already part of a small group.
Yeah.
And I'm already part of a service team. Like, I'm already serving in the church in this area, perhaps on Sunday or another time. Maybe I can use this time to build that discipleship relationship. And some people are doing that. So that's an option as well. I think that one of the things that could be helpful. So what do you think that you would say to someone who, they are, and it could be somewhat how you've expressed, so far what you feel about Wednesday, but someone who's like, I'm so busy. I know what weeknights are like. I just feel like I just need to get home and cry. I just don't have the time during the week. What would be something maybe that you would say to that person to help just encourage them to let them maybe know that this isn't not a burden, or just kind of how you would respond to someone that would maybe ask that?
Well, I really do think it's about like what you put in and what you're craving, and if you're craving that relaxation or that break, like, the church is providing it. Like, I know one of my hardest things is just getting home from school and putting dinner on the table, even though you're a huge help to that. But like, I know on Wednesdays I don't have to do that. Like, it's a huge relief of just like us coming here and just sitting as a family and just like fellowshipping. And I think sometimes we, especially us, like if you're working all day, you just crave your mind to turn off. And I think that's what Wednesdays are here for us, is to turn our minds off, but to like focus it on the Lord, like the Lord's rest.
Yeah.
And that could be serving. I know serving like sounds more exhausting than it is, but there's something about like teaching the kids scripture, or downstairs we have the catechism books that the kids are reciting and the verses, and like, what better joy than just sit there, because this is what we need. Like, we need people to sit and listen to them saying their verses. Like, that's not asking for much service. It's just like, can you be a listening ear? And like, so instead of seeing it as like just one more thing to do and one more thing to check off the list of like, I have to go to church on Wednesday nights, instead it doesn't feel like that. It really does feel like, this is the enjoyment. This is fellowshipping and just seeing other believers and seeing others who are praying for you. And, we're to carry each other's burdens. And I feel like Wednesdays help that a lot.
Yeah. So there are lots of opportunities. There's lots of opportunities to learn,
Yes.
to grow, to serve. Even looking at and thinking about like choir and orchestra and praise team.
AV team.
Those groups almost also function as kind of like a small group in a
Absolutely.
way, and where Jonathan is giving them, devotions and they're in the Word and they're singing the Word
They're
and they're
doing life together.
constantly fellowshipping with one another each week and they don't get a break. I mean, they've been going all summer.
They
here,
do,
so,
yeah.
So they have that connection that's there, and so there's lots of opportunities and ways for
sure.
people to get plugged in, and we hope that that people will begin to experience and see that there's a big benefit to gathering together midweek and like having that be kind of just disconnected from Sunday and so we're really praying and excited for just a brand new season of ministry here starting soon. And before we close out, I think we need to go revisit some of your serving opportunities because I don't think you mentioned what you do.
My job.
Your job.
Okay. I'm a first grade teacher at Colonial Elementary, which you literally could almost throw a stone at it. It's like right here. So yes, I'm a first grade teacher. I'm going on my 3rd year at Colonial. And ever since we came to Rainbow, we've been very trying to be involved in the community, and we don't live in Botetourt County. We live in Roanoke County. So this school is actually not district for our own kids. And God presented this to us 2 years ago now. Well, yeah, because I'm going on my 3rd. And we kind of took a leap of faith to move our whole family to Botetourt County, and it has been a huge blessing. Just to be in the same community as our church, we've made a lot of connections, don't you think?
Yeah.
Through my coworkers and through families, and I just see God's hand big time in it. And it's first grade, they're so fun.
Yeah, and I definitely wanted to circle back because you mentioned school a few times, coming from school. And,
I'm not a student.
And I wanted to really hit that because, parents will have their kids at school and feel like, I don't know if we want to go all the way back. And some of them actually may be at Colonial maybe that, Troutville. We have some in all these different schools. And I think it would be just, I always like to help people make connections. And I think that it would be a good opportunity for someone maybe that's listening to be able to see you and connect with you and say, hey, tell me about what ministries looked like at your school, because those stories are abundant and probably not necessarily suited for a wide audience like this, but I know that you'd be eager to share that with people that come up to you. And so, we want you to get plugged in on Wednesday night. We hope we've given you a good overview, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the church office, find one of the elders. We'd be happy to help you get plugged in on Wednesday night or any night of the week that can help you grow deeper in your faith. And we're really encouraged and just really want you to do that. We want you to be involved and engaged with others here at church. And we're thankful for your time. Thank you for watching. And we'll see you next time.